Going a step further, what the Kabbalists explain, and as well this is brought by the Maharal of Prague, the Maharal writes that Torah that was given to us is called 𝑡𝑖𝐻, it's called balance. The Torah, if lived out properly, brings upon ourselves harmony. We live harmoniously. And as we've mentioned before, Torah is not necessarily a religious text. Torah is a law book. It's a law book, it's a constitution that mankind should live with, and through hopefully living with it, it brings us to a state, to a place, to an experience of harmony. We live harmoniously within ourselves, with one another, holistically. And what we know, the Kabbalists explain to us that when the world was created through the 10 sefirot, through the 10 emanations. And then through these 10 sefirot, reality manifests through these different midos, through these different characteristics, whether chesed, gevura, tiferet, netzach, ℎ Yesod, malchus. And the tzaddik, the tzaddikim, the students of Kabbalah, they understand how everything manifests through the sefirot on many different levels. So whereas, for example, chesed is expansion, chesed is as well loving kindness, chesed is as well movement and growth. Gevura, for example, can be self-restraint, it could be judgment, it could be discipline. There's many different layers to each of the sefirot. And the Kabbalists are masters at balancing and living with homeostasis. So what that means in real time is that they understand, the Kabbalists understand how in their lives, if there's balance, there's just enough expression of each of the sefirot in their life, in each area of their life. And then what happens is if there is a lack of balance, if something is going wrong in their lives, there's some sort of pain, there's some sort of stress, anxiety, insecurity, mishap with themselves or with other people, what they know is that there is a disbalance, there's something that's going on, there's something unbalanced within the spheres, within the ℎ And they go into the spheres and they could look within themselves, all these different sefirot, the chesed or the gevura, the tiferet, the netzach, ℎ Yesod, and they can contemplate and they can come to understand where there is a lack of a particular expression, or maybe there's too much of a particular expression. And then what they do is they bring balance through the different sefirot upon themselves, once again living a life of harmony, living a life of tiferet, of beauty, of malchus, living a life where there now is a lack of either one extreme or another extreme. They found that balance point, they've come into that center of self, and they can once again experience well-being in life. Now, we've just spoken about the self, we've spoken about the tzaddik, the human being, but I would come to suggest as well that in the world of our world, the globalization, the world of history, we see this principle always playing out on every single level, that throughout all of history, there is a quest for a homeostasis. And whenever we've had historically a mishap, wars, epidemics, this is a calling card for the human race, a calling card for a society to ask themselves, where are we not balanced? Where is there disharmony? And where do I need once again to bring harmony? What am I missing in my spheratic diet? What vitamin am I missing? Am I missing vitamin chesed, vitamin gevura, vitamin CH, or vitamin ches, vitamin gimel? And if we go through the processing of understanding the sefirot and we live life with this wisdom, the goal is we can come and figure out from a historical perspective, from a humanistic perspective, what's missing. And then once again, open the tap of chesed, open the tap of gevura, open the tap of Tiferes, of beauty. Open the tap of Netzach, or open the tap of Hod. Open the tap of Yesod and bring upon ourselves energy from this particular midah. And if we get it right, we will neutralize what's going on. The ill health, the stress, the mishap, whatever's going on will dissipate, because we would have understood what needs to be mataken, what needs to be fixed. And we will fix it, and once again we will experience harmony. It's interesting to note, in the word Tiferes, which is beauty, Tiferes is beauty, Tiferes is balance. In the word Tiferes is the word Rafa, which is connected to the word refuah, that any ill health is nothing but unbalance. And any ill health that we experience is a calling card to ask ourselves, where am I unbalanced? Where have I got too much of one particular experience and maybe not enough of another experience? Maybe I'm overstepping myself and I'm giving too much of myself, chesed. Or maybe I'm not giving enough of myself, gevura. Maybe I'm not meeting the reality in front of me, tiferes. Maybe I am, too hopeful and I can't let go, tiferes. Maybe I'm not experiencing enough gratitude, hod. And we can go through each of the spheres, and when we recognize in our lives what's missing, or what am I expressing too much, and I can contemplate and come to a place of recognizing what is either being expressed too much or what's not being expressed, what will naturally happen when I've come to fix up? And as well, the word tikkun doesn't just mean fixing up. The word tikkun means to beautify. When I could beautify that which is missing within stress or anxiety or insecurity or lust, whatever it may be, when I can contemplate and when I can figure out that particular something that's missing or that's too much in my life, what starts to happen is I can rectify, I can beautify, I take that particular thing, I can return it back to its source. And once again, I can experience balance, and I can experience well-being, and I can experience health. I'm back in my homeostasis. And Be'ezras Hashem, that's what we all want, isn't it? We all want to live a balanced, healthy, positive life. So Be'ezras Hashem, we can start to open ourselves up, at least from the reality of recognizing the world always wants to be in a state of balance. And what we can understand through the wisdom of the mystics is that the sfirot are the key principles, the key realities, the key midas that we understand, that we can understand to bring us that balance. Be'ezras Hashem, mamash, may we go from strength to strength.